Okay, these are placements that I would definitely not want if it were me, with little to no explanation. Of course, I'll give you an explanation though, because I am a Virgo rising and I do like to analyze, so I will give you an explanation. I would say Pluto in the first house, Pluto in the 12th house. Pluto in the first house, I've known a few of these individuals, and wow, like their lives are very, very intense. They have very extreme lives. Feel like they live multiple lives. They have so many transformative, just like experiences, near experiences. It's definitely a really intense natal placement for Pluto. I would also say Pluto in the 12th house is a pretty challenging one because Pluto in the house of self undoing and secrets and, ancient astrologers would call the 12th house the house of sorrows, is definitely a painful placement. Gia, the supermodel from the 80s, if you remember her, she had that placement. She ended up succumbing to AIDS when Pluto was in Scorpio and HIV and AIDS were first, you know, making their appearance onto the scene. My mom had Pluto in the 12th house. I've known quite a few people with Pluto in the 12th house. It's usually a place, I mean, it's a generational placement, but at the same time, like, I still don't take generational placements with a grain of salt. I feel like they impact us deeply and profoundly. Pluto in the 12th house is definitely, I'd say it's a pretty scary placement. Venus is in its fall in Virgo, so it's not an ideal placement for Venus. Venus likes to be in places like Libra or Taurus because of rulership. So Venus and Virgo to me, very loyal people, but same with Venus in the sixth house. But I just think there's a lot of criticism facing not only partnerships but also the self. I would also have to say a Capricorn moon is a challenging placement. The reason why I say this is because these are like people with Capricorn moons remind me of Benjamin Button. Like they grow up in reverse. So it's like they come into this plane as adults and they learn how to become children as they get older, and they learn how to like having fun for a Capricorn moon or a Capricorn sun or Capricorn, really anything is like it's like working hard, like that's fun to them. So moon and Capricorn people tend to have very difficult childhoods, and they tend to be adults young in life. So you see this a lot of times in people that really had to kind of miss out on their childhoods and had to be the adults when adults were not adulting. I mean, like most astrologers would say, I would say planets in the 8th or 12th house or on the angles is challenging. Malefics in the 4th house, so Saturn, Pluto, not easy. But I've never really cared for like Sun, Moon in the 8th or 12th house. I have Sun and Moon in the 8th house. But in the 12th house as well, a lot of times I'll see Moon in the 12th house as an early passing of a mother. Not always, but it could be like a sickly mother, could be like the mother has her own ailments, addictions. But really you see that anytime, I think, in the 12th house with the sun or moon. Those are the lights, and they do represent our mother and father in astrology. In the 8th house, it's just like I feel like a lot of the mother father's traumas become the child's traumas. So I do firmly believe that we actually do see a lot of our parents' karmic retribution, but also their planetary action play out through their children's charts. So you can actually see, like, when something's happening to the parent, you can see it play out in the child's chart quite often, which is rather interesting to me. But these are just a few of the placements that when I look at them, I'm kind of like, ooh, that kind of hurts, you know? But I mean, I think everything has a silver lining, right? Like, I have Pluto in the third house, so when I speak, people listen to me, but I have to be careful because I can say things that can really scar people for life, you know? But I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing, but um, growing up, you know, because think about it, the third house is like our speech and our communication. I had a speech impediment. I had a lisp growing up. I had to go to speech therapy. And school was really hard for me. Like, I had a really challenging time. I was bullied a lot. So sometimes our our positives are also our negatives. So I do think there's always two sides to every coin. But those are just a few of the placements I probably would not choose for myself or for someone that I care about. But there's more too. If you want a part two, I can give you a part two. I could also talk about placements that I would like to have. I'd probably say the best placement would be like Venus on the ascendant or 10th house placements. Those are placements that I would definitely like to have.